Bethany Manctalo here. Welcome to our Millwall Fans Show with some new voices, but the same focus. Just everything Millwall. Enjoy!
Welcome to the 25-26 season of Millwall No One Likes Talkin, our Millwall Fans Show. I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and I'm excited to be here with the fantastic and admirable No One Likes Talkin team of Steve Warren. Hello.
Hello, Eamonn.
Stan Godwin. Hello.
All right, Eamonn.
I am. Jeff Burnige. Hello.
Hello, Eamonn, and everybody at home.
A big hello to all our listeners. Thank you for joining us.
Not everybody likes them, but they don't care.
Well, we do, really. We have a guest, and there are plenty of Millwall matters to discuss in these exciting times. For now, let's pause for a moment to hear about our sponsor, G&M Motors.
Hi, this is Jess Tuffield from G&M Motors. Operating from a modern and purpose-built facility in Milton Road, Gravesend, G&M Motors offers a complete range of new Honda cars and services. As well as new Hondas, we have an extensive range of used cars, including ex-Motability cars from a variety of manufacturers. Specialising in new Honda cars, G&M Motors has been retailing quality new and used vehicles to the people of Kent and South East London for over 4 decades. We have been a Honda dealership since 1972 and are the country's longest serving supplier of this renowned marque. Conveniently sited just 2 miles from the A2, 10 miles from the M25 and Dartford Crossing, visitors to our showroom are assured a warm welcome from our experienced and friendly staff. Our facilities include an on-site workshop capable of providing full vehicle servicing and repairs, as well as an extensive parts department offering genuine Honda parts and accessories. The expertise of our skilled mechanics is not limited to just Hondas, but extends to most makes and models of motor vehicles. Whatever your motoring needs, visit us at G&M Motors today. The newly extended hours of our G&M headquarters means that you can contact us from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m. on weekdays and 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. on Saturdays. To contact us, call us today on 01474 365 026.
Thank you, Jess. Debbie Julian's here. Don't forget to call Jess on 01474 813562. G&M Motors have been dear friends with the Julians family for over 4 decades now. From my dad Lenny to me, Debbie, Lions together.
I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Talkin team of Stan Godwin, Steve Warren and Jeff Burnige. A big thank you to our sponsor, G&M Motors. Our guest tonight originates from Stepney. He joined us on a free transfer in 1965 from Queen's Park Rangers and played in 160 matches in all, scoring 9 goals from midfield. He was named Player of the Season twice. He was also part of that team that recorded 59 consecutive home games without defeat, a record yet to be surpassed. He moved on to Gillingham in June 1972, then played for a few non-league clubs and finished his career at Barking. He still gets down to the den today. Welcome, George Jacks.
Good evening, everybody.
All right, George. Good evening, George.
Good evening.
Good evening, George.
Good evening to you too.
Yeah, he is you two, actually. I think he is. Anyway, we hope so. George, it's me, Eamonn. You joined us from QPR. Was that where it all began?
It was, really. But to be honest, coming from the East End of London, obviously I played for the school team and I played for a Sunday club called Bedett Estate FC, and Harry Redknapp and Roger Hoy were in the same side. Roger went to Tottenham, Harry went off to West Ham, and I went to QPR.
What did you deserve to do that, Nick?
I must admit, while I was there, we had a very good youth side. We won the South East Counties League. They beat in Chelsea, who had won it 7 times on the trot.
Breaking the record breakers.
Yeah, we broke the record, and we won 2-1, and we won the league, and I scored the winner as well.
Well, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
That must have been what attracted Millwall to want you to come and join us. So how did the transfer come about?
Well, what it was, we had a coach at QPR, Jimmy Andrews, and
I know Eamonn Andrews. I can't quite...
yeah, it was Jimmy Andrews, and he was the one that put me onto Billy Gray at Millwall, because Andy Nelson as well, that he came to Millwall.
Oh, Andy Nelson,
but
yeah.
Before that, when I was at QPR, as I say, Jimmy Andrews gave Billy Gray the nod, and Billy asked me to go down to the ground and see him there. And it was through Jimmy Andrews that I managed to get to Millwall.
Wonderful stuff, and it was of great benefit to us all round.
I thoroughly enjoyed my time at Millwall.
Great stuff. I'm going to hand you over to Jeff, who you're vaguely familiar with, I think.
Good evening, George. Yes, Jeff Burnige here. Mate. I actually remember Jimmy Andrews. So you were the best player he ever discovered. Do you know who the second best was? John Barnes.
Really?
It was him that got into Watford.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I've got that right. Right. When you signed to Millwall, what did you find was the biggest difference between life at Queen's Park Rangers and the Millwall setup?
Well, to be honest with you, Jeff, I weren't a professional Queen's Park Rangers very long to really get amongst, in the first team, what the drills and rigmaroles they did, the coaching side of it, because I only had one league game for QPR, and then I was, as they say, surplus to requirements, and I went to Millwall. So I can't compare between Millwall and QPR. All I can say is when I went to Millwall, it was Billy Gray, very professionally run. He demanded so much from you, Billy Gray, because he was still a player when I signed for Millwall. He was registered to play as a player anyway. He's player manager. I can't tell you much difference.
He also signed Len Julians around the same time, didn't he?
He did, yes, he did. Yeah. That's right.
There's something I would like to know about your time at Millwall, George. This trip to the Netherlands, or to Holland, as some people insist on calling it, it's appeared on YouTube again, hasn't it? It's a fascinating watch. What can you remember about that trip and about taking that home movie stuff?
It was my video camera that I took, but my father-in-law gave to me. He said, take some photographs and see what you can do with it. I've heard different rumours and people talking about this trip to Holland, but I can honestly tell you nothing untoward happened in Holland at all. I do remember we played Sparta, and also we played Ajax, and we played Go Ahead, Vitesse Arnhem. And when we played Ajax, it was quite a warm day, and we used to wear the football boots we wore were like what they call rubbers. It didn't need a stud because the pitches were quite firm, the weather was warm. And anyway, we started this game, and Johan Cruyff was on the wing. He's 17-year-old. And after about 20 minutes, he was giving Harry a hell of a time. But I thought, crikey, this lad's a player. Then Harry caught him, as you might say, and injured him. And he had to go off. Anyway, after the game, when we were in the reception area, he came limping in from the dressing rooms, and he came over towards where Harry supposedly was. This is what I was told, and he'd said to Harry something like, "I'm out for 6 weeks now," looking at Harry, and Harry turned around and said, "If I'd have had me studded boots on, you'd have been out for 6 months." So, the trip was a good trip. Everybody pulled together. All the results were, we didn't lose on that trip, so it was most enjoyable. The training facilities were good, and it's something we'd never done before, and it was like team building to me.
Of course, it was under Benny Fenton, wasn't it? He'd become the manager by that.
That's right. Benny took us over there. Benny was different to Billy Gray. Benny would just put his arms around you and say, you're doing all right, son. I want you to do this a little bit more. That was his way of coercing you into doing certain things. So, they both had their different ways of coaching and getting amongst the players and telling them how good they are, or he's not doing this, he's not doing that. But Benny was a completely different, manager to what Billy Gray was. Billy was all action. He wanted to join in. He wouldn't ask you to do anything he couldn't do. And whereas Benny would stand around in his tracksuit and more or less watching you. And he's really shirt and tie man, I thought.
So who was doing the coaching for him while he was standing on the side?
Well, we had, as I say, Jimmy Andrews was there, and Bill Dodgin.
Yes.
He came from Fulham. And he was there for a little while. After he had gone, Jim Barrett, who came from West Ham, and he was with Benny coaching as well.
That trip came after a year after we signed players like Keith Weller and Dennis Burnett and Brian King and Derek Posse. What was your impressions of those players?
Oh, it enlightened the whole place, and it seemed to change overnight when when you'd signed them. Things seemed to be a bit more progressive. Benny, after a little while they'd been there, he called me into the dressing room and he said to me, I'm thinking of changing the style of play, and I would like you to man-mark the most dangerous player on the pitch at the time, and whoever we were playing. That's when it all changed, when Derek came and Keith Weller, and as I say, Benny wanted to change the formation, how we were going to play, and I had to mark the team that we were playing, like the likes of Tony Curry, Kevin Hector, Alan Clark, Will Carlin, Johnny Vincent, Rodney Marsh, Johnny Byrne. So they're the people I had to encounter.
George, it's Stan here.
Yeah. Hello, Stan.
Yeah, I tell you what, right, I'm glad you mentioned about when Benny Fenton come to you, wanted to change the style, or please you said that, because that season you got in, even it was, you say, Dennis Burnett arrived with Keith Weller, Brian King, that was his first season, and he got into the team. Funny enough, I said this to King here a little while ago, right? See, to me, when you got into that side, right, after that game against Northampton, then you were the final piece of the jigsaw, right, in my opinion.
I'll never look back from that.
As good as they was, you were the final piece of the jigsaw. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Right. Anyway,
and that's
that. Okay. The first season with us, you saw the Lions secure second place promotion, reaching the dizzy heights of the second division.
Sure. Yeah.
And you, Curran, departed, and Eamonn Barclay came in. What are your memories of that promotion season?
The only thing that I can really think about now during that season, how everybody pulled together, and some of the results that we got, especially like away to Norwich, winning 3-0 away, and there were other games that we weren't expected to win, but we just seemed to roll over teams at times, and it was just the way the formation worked. It worked for everybody. I mean, Posse making them runs, Keith Weller. What ball control that lad had. And the back four, as I say, Harry Cripps, Brian Brown, myself, and Kitch. It was just wonderful times, and I can't really say in my mind what sort of other matches really stick out. But when we put up, especially beating Norwich at Carrow Road, I thought that was a tremendous win.
Yeah, because our record for a long time has not been too great up there, is it? And it goes back even before the game that you're talking about. I don't recall the win, but the fact that we went up there and beat them 3-0, that speaks volumes for me.
Yeah, well, that for me was the turning point for us, in that promotional year. There's always a game that certifies you do something. And that was it for me anyway.
Yeah, no, that's right, yeah. But just one more supplementary one. Many of those who play for Millwall say their time with the Lions was their best. How would you sum up your experience?
exactly what you've just said. Absolutely. I love playing for Millwall because even as a kid, my dad and my uncles used to take me behind the Cold Blow Lane end, the goal that end, and I remember watching Pat Terry head a ball into the net, and he was above the crossbar when he headed it in. And that was my love of Millwall. My uncles took us; they were all Dockers, and I more or less fell in love with the club. Really,
Pat Terry, I remember him.
Good player.
Yeah,
and the Brady brothers.
The Brady, Pat, Brady. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to, as I say, I was at Millwall when they were there, but I was only 19 when I went to Millwall, and the likes of like Lenny Julian's being there and Brian Snowden, Tommy Wilson was my mentor when I first went there because he really looked after me, and he used to tell me, certain things on the field, even during the game. Don't do that, son. Just get over there, and it was a good time. I was a young lad amongst seasoned pros when I got into the team. And I was in awe of it, really, with Alex Stepney was in goal, obviously. And I've seen some players over the time that I've stayed there. So,
Hello, George. It's Steve here.
hello, Steve.
Hi, nice to speak to you. My dad used to take me to see you play, and I'd like to take you back to those early days about the team you were in that won 59 games on the trot.
Yep.
How did it sort of progress as things piled up and you suddenly realised you were on doing something special?
Well, as I say, I just think, I use this word such a lot in interviews I've had before, that it was the camaraderie of the players. We all seemed to gel and knit, and everybody knew what they wanted to do. I cannot stress enough, it's a strange feeling when you're in the team that's doing so well, and I cannot put my finger on what is the main reason. All I can say is that we just seem to gel, and we just seem to help one another, and it got us through so many games. If we were a goal down, we just kept on at it, kept at it, and everybody just pulled their weight at the time. Lenny Julians and the rest of the guys, Harry Cripps and that, Johnny Gilchrist. We just, we just gelled, and it was one of those. It was a wonderful feeling to be in a side like that.
It was lovely to watch, and especially for all those years when I didn't see us lose, it was just fantastic.
Yeah, well, when you think about it, that covered nearly 2.5 seasons.
Yeah.
And on the pitches that we played on, when you think about it, it was an achievement, that was.
Oh, definitely. Just in and amongst that times, who would you say was the greatest influence on your career during that time at Millwall?
The greatest influence on my career, I would say that it was the coach, Jimmy Andrews.
Okay.
Absolutely. Through from youth level to when I went to Millwall, he was there. And, he was the most influential person.
Brilliant. Thanks, George.
Okay.
Well, George, Debbie Julians asked that we pass on her greetings to you and for you to be remembered by her.
My regards, will you, please?
I will do for that. So, George, I understand the football genes have been passed down through the generations within your family.
Yes.
Can you tell us about your aspiring footballing granddaughter, please?
Well, I'll try and keep it as short as possible. She's playing for the London City Lions. She's 15. She'll be 16 in April. She's a centre midfield player, or she can play on the right wing. She's got great balance. She's got a real good engine, like her granddad had. All the family, we're just hoping that she develops right and goes on to do better things. That's all I can wish for her.
I am playing in the midfield as well. Yeah. That can't be bad, can it?
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Amazing.
Well, let's be hopeful for you, and we may see her.
Yeah, you may well do.
In the WSL. You never know, or you might even see us with us. You never know.
You never
know.
Never say never.
Hey, George, before you leave us, I have Ted's Prediction League for you, and there are 3 matches. And what we want is your predictions for them.
Right.
First of all is Millwall versus Sheffield United.
2-0 win.
Sounds good to me. Portsmouth versus West Brom.
West Brom will win there. 2-1.
Oxford United versus Birmingham.
3-0 Birmingham.
You have put that together, so you're among pros on that one, no doubt about it. Thanks so much for those predictions.
Okay,
The chance you might win a prize, we'll get you a current Millwall shirt in some sort of size, maybe, if you win it.
What do you mean, some sort of size?
Well, I don't know, really. But you've got broad shoulders, haven't you? I know that. So there you go. Yeah, that's the best way to put it. But we really appreciate you joining us, George, and I've been fascinated by your insights. It's great to hear.
Have you got time for say one more thing, Eamonn?
Yeah.
What I was going to say was there's been a lot of changes in football these days. The thing that doesn't change, and that's the supporters, because they're loyal and they're passionate and they'll always stick by you.
And they're loud as well.
Yes.
Absolutely. Thanks for that, Jules, and I'm sure the fans that listen will be impressed by what you said there. That's really great stuff.
Okie doke, mate.
Until the next time, George, it's bye for now.
Bye, lads.
See you, George.
See you.
Bye, George.
Bye.
Cheerio, George.
Hey, Jules Jacks shared wonderful stories and truly shone as a star for the Lions. We'll take a break now and we'll hear from Harvey Brown.
Hi, Harvey Brown here. I am proud of the Lions Food Hub, which is jointly owned by Kelly and Ellen Webster, and they have been supporting families within our community on Millwall match days. If you would like to donate to them, they have a match day donation hub by the SE16 bar at Coldblow Lane, end of the ground, where they accept any food or money and toiletry donations. If you can help, any donations will be received with thanks.
I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Talkin team of Stan Godwin, Jeff Burnige and Steve Warren. Make your donations before our match against Sheffield United or continue contributing throughout the week at the Lions Centre, home of the Millwall Community Trust. Well, it's great news. We're delighted to hear about Ellis Barr's impressive progress in regaining her mobility. Since mid-September, she has been consistently recovering after her surgery, and we all support her and send our best wishes as she advances on her path to improved health. Here is Ellis.
Hello, Ellis here, and I'm glad to be back talking about Millwall. I know many have watched my videos. Thanks for your support along the way. It is now time to hear what all the Millwall teams are up to. Come on, Millwall!
Thanks, Ellis, as always. Paul Loading now.
Hi, it's Paul Loading at the Millwall Romans with a quick update for the week. Well, firstly, what a great result from the Millwall team last week. 4-0 against Charlton, obviously massive local rivalry. Even in our league, there's a Charlton Invicta. So that was a really, really good result. So well done to the guys. And this could be the year. This could be the year of the Prem. Moving to the Romans first. Romans hosting at home at St Paul's Sports Ground on Sunday afternoon against Stonewall Unity. Stonewall, depends on what sort of team they bring over. It could go either way with them. They're still a good strong team. But say sometimes they do bring a very strong team, which does challenge us. They did set up in a low block. We played some really nice football though, across the whole afternoon, and secured victory 4-1 to Romans. The Pride team were also in action last Sunday away against Soho Tigers. A bit of a feisty game, but a great result for them, 4-1 to Pride. It does put them second in the table now. There is speculation that two teams could go up this year, so if they continue on their form, Phoenix at the top, followed by Pride, they could come up to League One next year, and could be a Romans Pride derby in the same league. And following on from that, this weekend it's the big game. It's the Millwall quarterfinals with Millwall Romans versus Millwall Pride. It's a 2:00 kickoff at St Paul's Sports Ground. It's going to be a feisty one if anyone's around. It's the LUL quarter-final. First time, I think, in a couple of seasons since the teams have played each other. It's going to be a good game. We'll be hanging around afterwards, getting some food together as well. It's very rarely that we all spend loads of time together. So, and that's what our league is about the social side of things as well. So it will be a very, very it'll be a tough game, a really good quarter-final. And then, but say, we always remember that it is about the social element as well. Millwall, Sheffield United this weekend in the predictions. I think Millwall were going to nick that one 2-1. Portsmouth, West Brom. I think that's going to be a tough game. West Brom going to Portsmouth. I think 1-1. And Oxford, Birmingham. I think Birmingham will win that 2-0.
Well, some positive results there. It's good to see that Pride have really improved. I think the squads that both Pride and Romans have got have progressed and improved almost simultaneously. So good news, really. And nice, lots of people joining those clubs. The Millwall Lionesses faced Richmond and Kew in the League Trophy last Sunday. Millwall Community Trust, Kai Bennett was there and picked up the story.
Millwall Lionesses got back to winning ways with a 4-1 win against Richmond and Kew on Sunday. Goals from Mia Lockett, Kenita Throp, Cada Townsend and Lever Helt, securing a comfortable victory for Ted Jones' side. Next up is the League Trophy quarter-final against Dorking Wanderers this Sunday at Meadowbank, 3:30pm kickoff.
Well, a much tougher opposition in Dorking this Sunday. Full details of this Sunday's game will be provided in the last section of the show. Something's just struck my mind there. That is Romans, Pride, Millwall Lionesses and Millwall all scored 4 goals this last weekend. I don't think I can ever recollect a time where we've had that sort of connect between the 4 sides. Jeff, you'd know.
Oh, no, I wouldn't know. No, I wouldn't know. I can't remember anything like that. Certainly not. It's nice to see Millwall. It's nice
incredible.
To see Millwall's first team get 4. Doesn't happen that often, does it?
Yeah. No. But it's even more incredible that they all got 4. But that's good news. On Saturday, we eventually defeated Charlton, significantly actually, with goals from Taylor, Cundall, Imaku, and of course a Charlton own goal, without any reply. Thanks to Millwall FC media team, we can hear what Alex Neil's thoughts were after the match.
The lads have done absolutely magnificent. The 3 performances in the last week have been sensational. I think we're only going to get better from this point. We scored 4 goals, we've got a clean sheet, local rival, bragging rights, all that sort of stuff. So today couldn't have went much better for us, and even the lads coming on, Luke Cundall getting his goal, Idemo getting his goal. So really pleased.
Yeah, he sounded really pleased, and I think everybody else in that stadium was as well. Steve, did we let the Addicts off lightly with just a 4-0 defeat?
I think we did. I think just like the previous 2 games, we created plenty of chances but didn't capitalise on them. When we look at the stats for the Charlton game, we created 23 chances with 6 of them on target, and we held them to 3 chances with only 1 on target. I think we looked on it all the game, and we were a constant threat, as we had been in the previous 2 games. We did everything right until we got into their box. I just think it's a lot to do with the confidence of the strikers, and I'm sure that will improve. But for me, I think we just have to be a little bit braver, and just as they come together, I think that things will come along.
Yeah, and never mind those, 3 penalties we could have had as well.
Yeah, but that's every game.
It's strange enough, it is. Never mind. Yeah, 2 guys holding down Cooper was just incredible, and no one saw it.
The bloke was grabbing hold of Coburn on the way. I think he was too busy looking at Coburn and not noticed the ball hit him.
Well, it serves him right then, doesn't it, eh? Yeah. How bad's that? There we go. Stan, what was the most pleasing aspect of our game against Charlton from your perspective? But I must say that does not include their fans departing early in their droves.
Yeah. Well, it was at the end when they was all went up there and they were getting real grief. But anyway, that's what made me smile. But in terms of what we did in the game, I mean, I thought from our point of view, it was an excellent game. I mean, our movement was good, our passing, we was constantly on the go. It was another big crowd, and there's going to be another big crowd this week, apparently. Finally, Frank Lampard. And he made the point, he said, Millwall this season are not they're not the Millwall of old. Right? And I knew exactly what he meant by that, and I wouldn't disagree with him. Hopefully we'll see a repeat of that sort of performance this week at home.
Yeah, I think the passing is becoming class, and it is making a big
absolutely.
Difference.
Some bloke used to be a bloke who used to sit behind me, used to keep banging on about target men. He don't say that. He don't start talking about it. And it's not. I've not said anything to him, but I mean, he just don't say nothing about it now. I mean, it's if we're playing like that, superb.
Yeah. Jeff, here's a good one for you. Name 4 players from our squad who played on Saturday, and you've got to provide reasoning with this.
Well,
that stood out
that's
for
a
you.
really hard one, because it was one of those games where everybody played well, didn't they? So being asked to pick out 4, that's really tricky. I suppose you have to start with the inimitable Femi Aziz, who got man of the match off the Sky Sports people. He didn't score. He's our top scorer, didn't score, but what a wonderful player. And he was far too much for whoever they had playing left back. I think there were 3 different players played left back for Charlton during that game, and he had them all on toast. So he definitely would be one. It does help him that behind him, and overlapping and underlapping, you got the brilliant Tristan Kramer. I think he'd have to be another one of the 4 that I would pick up. It must be a nightmare for people defending on their left side with those 2 operating. After that, well, I will have to say that you have to have a player in the midfield who's pulling it all together, and it's very gratifying to see how highly Alex Neil rates one of our own, Billy Mitchell. He obviously has a lot of faith in him. He picks him whenever he can. Whenever Billy's fit, he's in the team, and I thought he was superb. I think he misplaced 1 pass in that game and lost 1 duel for a ball out of the whole 97 minutes. So I'd have to pick him out. My 4th one is a really tricky one. I love Caleb Taylor, but I'd have to go, I think, with Alfie Doughty. One of our own. He did start his career at Charlton. Goodness knows why and how, but he was there as a very young player. But he brings a lot of quality and class to the side. And not only that, but if you remember the phenomenal tackle he put in when he was getting forward towards the end, a tackle that he got hurt performing, and which ended up with him going off shortly before the end. So he'd be my 4th one. But I have to say, there were some excellent performances in that game. Very pleasing to hear Alex Neil pick out our 2 substitutes that scored, Imaku and Kundal. They both came on quite late on, and they both contributed very heavily. So well done to those and all the other players. It was a great afternoon. What an atmosphere.
What an atmosphere is absolutely right. And crowned by those fans leaving early, and the ones that stay behind hurling all sorts of abuse at their team. I thought that was appalling, didn't you, Stan?
Well, I don't know about appalling. I mean, I was just surprised, but funnily enough, the next, I don't know if it was the next day or on the Monday, I was flicking through Facebook and I caught this Charlton podcast, right? I mean, all right, there was three of them there. I mean, it was they had the but there was one particular bloke. I mean, he struck me. I mean, I just got the impression that he just hated Millwall. I mean, I thought myself, dear, oh dear, when he gets to you like that. But, Anyway, and because I was pleased to say, even though we won, I mean, 4-0 was a bonus, but the fact that we beat them still keeps my record going. So that's good enough for me.
That's it. Well, I've got a question on that aspect a little later in the show. So we'll see where that gets
Just
picked
one
up.
thing before we drop that.
Please do.
When you think about it, we picked Alex Neil for our manager, but I seem to recall that Jones was in the running as well.
He was.
Pick.
Yeah. Apparently, I mean, I don't know how true it is, right, Steve, but when he was in the running for the job, so we're told, apparently the word is that he wanted a buyout or he wanted a release clause in his contract. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but that's what was being said. And the view seemed to be that because they didn't proceed with him anymore, I suppose this idea of a release clause on a contract was, they thought, well, we don't really fancy this bloke. But as I say, whether that's true or not, I don't know.
Well, we never know until we know,
yeah,
right?
That's absolutely right.
That's right, yeah. No, as Jeff and I would say, Nathan Jones, well, you need to be gone too long, mate. And that'll do us, won't it, Jeff?
You're not referring to Bananarama again, are you, Eamonn?
Well, I always have to, because I know you have some great affinity to that.
Nathan Jones, you've been gone too long.
Well, he had, because he brought them down here and let's have a good game.
Too much, but they obviously do not like losing to us. And it's been a very long time since they managed to beat us, so it must be hard.
Yeah. Okay. On Saturday, we face Sheffield United at the Den with a 3 p.m. kickoff. The Blades defeated Ipswich by 3-1 last Saturday, but in the process, they lost, well, a really strange performing Patrick Bamford to a red card for, well, taking a dive, taking a penalty attempt, going off to the side and kicking the boards in with his feet, and even trying to headbutt the boards as well. So, I mean, it's a great example of a professional footballer. Anyway.
It sounds as if he's in need of a mental assistance. But anyway,
I think he needs some support, somewhere along the line. This was a confident display by United, who have only lost to Charlton and Wrexham in their last 6 games. They've also defeated Southampton away, Leicester at home and Stoke away. That defeat to Charlton for the Blades came when they were down to 9 men by half-time, with Sumer and Tanganga sent off beforehand. Well, we won't see either at the Den due to their bans, and of course, no Bamford either. But 12 points from 6 games for United, considering the circumstances, they've been doing well and now sit 17th in the Championship with 35 points. We won by the only goal at Bramall Lane back in August, as then manager Ruben Selles was struggling to get his side firing after he replaced Chris Wilder in July. Well, it didn't last too long because Chris Wilder was back for his 3rd spell at the club in mid-September and has created unity in a side that is not short of firepower. Can we record another back-to-back win against Wilder's side? Well, our league performances have improved over the last 6 matches with 1 draw, 4 wins and the game we should never have lost at Coventry. Keep in mind, players are still returning from injury. Both teams will want to focus on securing wins this Saturday. Alex Neil recognised the significance of securing 3 points this weekend to solidify Millwall's position in the playoff zone. Meanwhile, Chris Wilder and his depleted team will be highly motivated for this match. Unsurprisingly, given Millwall's recent performance and league standing, the bookmakers have us at 5-4 to win, a draw at 9-5, and a Sheffield United win at 9-4. The odds are closer than when we faced the addicts, as Jeff often refers to them. What's your opinion on Millwall versus Sheffield United? But first, Steve, remind me, how many years is it since we lost to Jeff's so-called addicts?
Well, Eamonn, really, it depends on how you want to look at it. Since they last beat us at home, it's 30 years, 1 month and 23 days, or, if you like, 11,014 days. Since they last beat us, it's only 29 years and 10 months and 18 days, or 10,919 days. In terms of football, that's 1,260 minutes, or 21 hours of football. Not that I'm counting.
But I suppose Bethany has that in her book, doesn't she?
I would imagine she probably does.
Yeah, because that's about the same amount of years as she's been alive, isn't it?
Indeed, it is. It's just about the same amount of time.
There you go. Who listened to last week's show when Bethany was hosting? Well, there you go. Steve, come on. What about Millwall versus Sheffield United?
Well, I think the way we're playing, we can beat any team in this division. And I think we've got players coming back, but it's only going to strengthen what we do. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to us.
2-0 win? Let's go a little bit deeper than 2-0. Who do you think we might see scoring those two goals?
For me, I reckon it's going to be Aziz and Coburn.
Aziz and Coburn. Well, I suppose that's a reasonable suggestion. I would probably agree with. But 2-0, yeah, we can win with that, I think. And we definitely win with a 2-0, wouldn't we? Yeah. There's no doubt about it. Anyway, over to, let me see, Stan. What about? No, I'll go to Jeff first. Jeff, over to you. I'll leave the implementation of Stan post.
I've always thought Steve was a very wise man because I made some notes. I had Millwall down for 2-0. I had Millwall down for Coburn and Aziz. So it's as if we've got one brain between us. But
that is right on my part, Jeff.
Yeah, I do think we'll win. I think we're on a roll. We are getting better with the players coming back and becoming more fit. Femi nearly played 90, which he hasn't done, I don't think, all season. I can remember. The other thing to wonder is whether our new signing will figure in that game. We named 20 with 9 subs. I imagine he'll be at least on the substitutes bench. So that'll be interesting against a team that are not very keen on Sheffield Wednesday, are they? So,
well, no, I think there's some truth in that, Jeff. Yeah.
That's my view. I agree with Steve. I'll try not to do it every week, but I've got exactly the same predictions.
Well, it's just amazing. The telepathy is phenomenal. That's all I can say. Stan, how about yourself?
Well, mate? I think when we play shit, I mean, I agree with everything that everybody said about winning a game, which I think we will do. And I think we'll run out winners by about 3-1. That's what I think. The only thing I would say, I mean, to me, I don't know what other people think, but I happen to think that Chris Wilde is a top manager. I agree. In the past, when we were looking for managers, he was always one I would have thought of. Although the only thing is, I don't know whether I'm right, but I just couldn't see him coming down in the south of the country. I just think he'll always be.
Would you like him to come to the Den? Is that what you're saying?
If they're not now, because we've got more than an adequate manager. But in the past, if we'd have been going after him, I wouldn't have objected to him. You look at what he did at Sheffield United. It's outstanding. And And the only thing I would say, and this is just I hope I'm wrong, but it would not surprise me if come the end of this season that these lunatics in charge of Sheffield United don't show him the door again. I hope they don't, but it would not surprise me if they did that.
I agree with what Stan said about Chris Wilder, Eamonn. He's won 4 promotions in his managerial career.
Yeah.
And a really great manager, but he won't be great enough, I don't think, to beat Millwall on Saturday.
No, that's right. No, that's right, yeah.
Well, I'm going to have an opportunity now to say what my views are about this game, and I'm going one further than you, Stan, and I'm going to go for a 3-0. I believe the players are really up for it. They're boosted by that win against Charlton, and I don't see them slacking off. And if we play as well as we did this last week, and we can do it again, and I'll go for a 3-0 for that one.
I mean, I think I'm right in saying I read a little while ago that we're on course again for another sellout, apparently, in the ground.
Allegedly, yeah. Although it never seems like a sellout when you look around.
Well, I mean, if the club say they've sold out, and I mean, I wouldn't argue with them. But I'd be interested to know, right, when was the last time we had so many games in the same season at home being classified as sellouts? Now, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that, personally.
Well, we'll have to get that third tier on a bit lively. Yeah, there you go. Right, so interesting thoughts from all. And what about your predictions for Ted's other 2 games? Steve?
Well, I think Portsmouth are going to beat West Brom 2-1.
Okay.
And I think Birmingham are going to beat Oxford 1-0.
You think that'd be a bit of a tight game at Oxford?
Yeah, I think Oxford's still got something to prove, and I think Birmingham are firing on everything at the moment, so I just think it would just be a bit tight.
Okay, great stuff. Stan, what about those 2 games?
Well, I think with Portsmouth and West Brom, I personally would go with a Portsmouth win by the odd goal. I mean, it might be 1-0 or it could be 2-1, but I think Portsmouth will win that game. I don't think West Brom are nothing. At the beginning of the season, weren't they was considered outside bets for promotion. I mean, I don't think they're anywhere near that. So no, I think Portsmouth will win it by the odd goal. So say 1-0 or 2-1, right? But what you know what I mean?
Not 2-0 then, Stan. Not 2-0.
No, I don't think so. I think because I think West Brom would score, but I think But I think Portsmouth will add. So I'll go 2-1 for Portsmouth.
Okay then, right. And what about
Oxford Birmingham? Well, it's an interesting one because since this new manager at Oxford's been in charge, right, and it's no reflection on what's his name. But he's done quite well there. I think they won about 3 games on the trot. So, and they're at home again this week. Birmingham, for me, they're a bit hot and cold. I mean, I think a lot of people fancy them for promotion this season because they were smashing all that money, although it's not, they don't seem to have done it. I would go for a 1-1 draw.
Thank you very much. For me, I see both these games as draws, and both 1-1. We're starting to come to that time of the season when people want to keep their points as tight as they can, and if you're away, the team at home are going to block you out a bit. So I'm going to go 1-1 on both games. So that takes us out of that arena. Thanks for those
I haven't given my
predictions.
predictions yet, Eamonn.
Goodness me, Jeff. I forgot all about you there. Dave Hart says you don't make predictions, but never mind. I'll move to your predictions then, Jeff.
I think it's a prediction for the panel, isn't it, rather than as individuals. But look, I thought the reason you missed me out was you thought I just agree with Steve again. But West Brom, I think, at the start of the season, they fancied themselves for promotion.
They did.
They were willing to let Caleb Taylor leave for Millwall. He wasn't in the side. Their supporters must be gutted to see how well he's doing. What a signing that was by Steve Gallen and Alex Neil. Brilliant. I think that Portsmouth will win that game, and I'm going to go 1-0. And Stan was correct in saying that Oxford have picked up. They probably are in a relegation fight and will stay in it for the season, but it is a tricky game going there for some reason. And I think that will be a 1-1 draw. I think that's the same as what Stan said, wasn't it? I think 1-1. 1-1
yeah.
for that one.
Yeah. And what I said as well, Jeff, so that's even better. There you go. But as by our own experience, it is a tricky place to go, unfortunately. But let's see how it all plays out Saturday. We also have predictions from Nick Wyeth of the Facebook Millwall Sicily site. Let's hear what Nick predicts.
Hello everybody, my predictions are Millwall 3, Sheffield United 1, Portsmouth 2, West Brom 1, and Oxford 1, Birmingham 2. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Nick. That's very kind of you to send them through each week by week. I know you see yourself climbing the table yet, but the most significant one is our Mia Lockett, who's getting closer to the top two all the time. Anyway, thanks to Dave Hart for compiling the results and creating the table, which he sends out to us each week. We will take a break there and hear about the Mill Community Trust from Bethany, who has never seen or been around when Charlton have beat us. Isn't that amazing?
Our Millwall Community Trust Lion Centre has a 4G football pitch where 9 versus 9 can play, a sports hall, classrooms and a cafe. To access these state-of-the-art facilities in a safe and positive environment, get in touch on 0207 740 0503.
I'm your host, Eamonn Barclay, and with me I have the No One Likes Us talking team of the dynamic Stan Godwin, the most, genius Jeff Burnige, and the man they all like to follow, Steve Warren. As Stan often says, the Millwall Community Trust are our crown jewels, and I reckon he's right. Right? Well, I hope so anyway. We're all looking forward to the next game, but in the meantime, here are a few matters of interest for Millwall fans and those interested in football.
Last Saturday was a special day as the club celebrated the annual Jimmy's Day in memory of Jimmy Mizzen. Thanks to the generosity of both Millwall and Charlton fans, we proudly raised a record-breaking total of £6,052.29 for the Mizzen Foundation. We're also looking forward to hearing from Barry Mizzen, who will share his reflection on Jimmy's Day on our Maritime radio show on Saturday the 7th of February between 8 and 9. This means there will be no show next Friday.
For your information, the annual Jimmy Mizzen Cup will now take place in the Lion Centre on Saturday the 14th of March as Millwall host Blackburn Rovers on the club's annual Community Day. We will have more on that closer to the date. Next Saturday, the Millwall News and Views show airs on Maritime Radio at 96.5 FM, or you can listen on their website. Stan Godwin, George Lampy, Paul Lodin, and special guest Barry Mizzen will be hosted by Eamonn. Make sure you don't miss it.
The Millwall Lionesses continue their league trophy campaign this Sunday as they now travel to the Meadowbank football ground, Meadowbank Mill Lane, Dorking, Surrey, RH4 1DX, to face our rivals Dorking Wanderers. The match will take place at 3:30 p.m. So if you can join our Lionesses, and they would greatly appreciate that support if you could do it. They are very eager to progress in the league trophy, and with a passionate crowd, the Lionesses game will be played with pride, desire and determination. Come along, sing a song and cheer our Lionesses on.
Tune in to the No One Likes Us talking team for reports from our games, home and away, for the Lions, Lionesses, Romans and Pride. You'll also receive updates on Millwall community topics from us and through Maritime Radio, available on 96.5 FM or via their website, as Steve pointed out. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube, Spreaker, Maritime Radio Podcasts as well, and all major podcast platforms. Thank you, Jeff.
It's my pleasure, Eamonn.
Thank you. And thank you, Stan.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Well, I'm glad it is. And thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Eamonn. Likewise, my pleasure.
Loads of pleasure tonight. It's good to know. And a big thank you to all for tuning in. Finally, let's not forget to keep it safe on the streets out there. Good night.
Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, we'll only have to beat 'em again. It's the best team in London, no, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we're called Millwall. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den. It's Saturday in Cold Blow Lane, we've all come down to cheer. We've had our jellied eels and our glass of beer. Come rain or shine, our families will bring. And as the Lions run on the pitch, everyone will sing. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, we'll only have to beat 'em again. It's the best team in London, oh, the best team of all. Everybody knows us, we're called Millwall. Let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em come, let 'em all come down to the den. It's Saturday in Cold Blow Lane, we've all come down to cheer. We've had our jellied eels and our glass of beer. Come rain or shine, our families will bring. And as the Lions run on the pitch, everyone will sing.
Our Millwall Fan Show is sponsored by G&M Motors of Gravesend, Honda dealers and much more. Thank you.